Ranking every upcoming Disney movie by how excited I am for it. In last place is Mufasa the Lion King. This is a prequel to the live-action Lion King film. The movie's going to follow Mufasa as a cub being an orphan, and we know Timon and Pumbaa are going to be narrating this film. But I can't lie, I am just sick of these live-action quote-unquote movies that are just CGI animals. Like, they're just so pointless. At number 16 is the Moana live-action movie. Now, once again, we just got the original animated Moana less than 10 years ago. So Disney already making a live-action one just shows how much they're out of ideas and willing to milk any successful movie for as much as they can. What's crazy about this is the original animated Moana movie was still the most streamed movie all of last year in 2023. So instead of just being happy that their movie is that successful and lasting that long, of course they just have to remake it in live action, which is obviously going to be worse than the original. Number 15 is Moana 2, because this was originally going to be a Disney Plus show, and they just decided last minute, hey, let's just turn this into a movie and get as much money as we can out of it. I have no beef with the original Moana, but I just feel like these decisions with the franchise are just not good. Number 14, we have Pixar's Elio. Does anybody remember that this movie exists? The plot of the movie is essentially this kid Elio gets abducted by aliens, and they think he's the ambassador of Earth. Listen, I'm sure it's going to be a fine movie and all, but I just cannot get excited for all these things Pixar is pumping out when half of them have not been good lately. Number 13 is Frozen 3. This is going to be absolutely massive at the box office since both the first two Frozens have made over $1 billion, but I'm obviously not the target demographic for these films. Frozen movies are good enough. I'm sure this will be fine. I'm just not personally that excited for it. At number 12 is the live-action Snow White movie. I know everybody on the internet is mad about Rachel Zegler because she spoke out against the original Snow White story, but I'm going to be honest, I really don't care about the comments she made. It doesn't affect me in any way, and I do think Rachel Zegler is actually a really good actress. I am actually excited to see her in this movie, but otherwise I just cannot get behind all these live-action remakes. Again, it's just so lifeless to me. Everybody's concerned about Rachel Zegler, but what we should be worried about is that Gal Gadot is playing the evil queen in this, and she's one of the worst working actors we have today. At number 11, I have the Rey Skywalker sequel film. This takes place after the sequel trilogy. The only reported plot points we have is that it's going to focus on Rey building up a new Jedi Academy, which is fine and all. And I actually do think Rey got way too much hate for the sequel movies. I think her character was actually pretty good. The writing was just so bad. I'm sorry, we just need to leave this sequel era of Star Wars alone. It did not work. It didn't connect to fans. Please just move on from this. Number 10 is the MCU's Thunderbolts movie. It's going to be a team up of all these different anti-heroes and villains that are pictured above. There's some really good characters in this list here. I'm actually excited to see them, but this entire premise just seems like a bootleg Suicide Squad. And I really just don't know if I can trust the MCU with something like that. Also, they changed the official title to Thunderbolts Asterix. When Kevin Feige talked about why they changed the title to this, he said, we're not going to talk about why this is the title until after the movie comes out, which is just such a weird way to market your film. At number 9, we have Captain America Brave New World. Now, I am super excited to see Sam Wilson finally take on the Captain America mantle. And I am super excited to see Harrison Ford be Thaddeus Ross and hopefully become the Red Hulk in this. And we also have rumors that Mark Ruffalo is going to be in this as Hulk. At the same time, this is starting to sound very overstuffed, and this movie's gone through months and months of reshoots, which is normally a bad sign that the original product wasn't that good. So I'm very excited for this, but also very worried for it at the same time. At number 8, I have Zootopia 2. I actually really did enjoy the first Zootopia movie. Again, I don't think this is really a necessary sequel, but I at least have hopes it's going to be well done. At number 7 is Inside Out 2. The trailers for this actually look really good, and Inside Out is one of the best original things Pixar has done in the last 10 years. Plus, at CinemaCon, they just showed a lot of people the first 30 minutes of this movie, and a lot of the reports are saying it's actually really well done, so I am super excited to see how they do this. At number 6 is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. This is going to be the end of the entire Mandalorian series wrapped up in this film. Would have been a lot more excited for this if season 3 of The Mandalorian didn't go off the rails so much at the end. I just feel like they've been dragging on this story. Like, the Grogu storyline should have been ended. He should have gone off on his own, and Mando went off on his own way. Still The Mandalorian and Star Wars, and I love the first 2 seasons of the show, so I'm going to be excited for this no matter what. It just seems like a weird choice to end a TV series with a movie. At number 5, I have the MCU's Blade reboot. I absolutely love the original Blade trilogy. And we're getting Mahershala Ali now playing the titular character Blade in this new reboot, and he's an incredible actor. I cannot wait to see what he does with this character. I also know this is going to be the second ever MCU movie that's rated R after Deadpool and Wolverine. It's really a selling point for me because it means that action can hopefully be really refreshing compared to a lot of the generic stuff a lot of the MCU movies have. This movie, again, has gone through tons of different directors and scripts over the last 5 years, but hopefully they finally nail down a good one, and this is going to be a great movie. At number 4 is Toy Story 5, and I know you're probably thinking, what can they possibly do after the ending of Toy Story 4? And to be honest, I'd agree with that because there really doesn't seem to be any need for this movie to exist, but the previous 4 Toy Story movies have all been great. It's just such a classic franchise that I grew up with the first couple of these movies. So it's a sign of Disney just fully running out of ideas and looking for quick cash. I kind of don't care, and I'm still excited for this either way. Number 3 is Tron Ares, the long-awaited sequel to Tron Legacy. I love the first Tron and Tron Legacy, and the entire vibe and aesthetic around those movies is just undefeated. I know some people are worried about Jared Leto being the lead actor in this new Tron Ares movie, but I honestly think Jared Leto is overhated as an actor. He's had some bad roles lately, but what actor hasn't? At number 2, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. This can be exactly what the MCU needs right now, a fresh take on the humor, the action, everything. It being R-rated is going to be a game changer. The trailer was hilarious, and I really love how they're going for this like meta commentary on the state of the MCU itself in this, and having Deadpool be the MCU's literal savior. My only worry is that they try to jam in way too many cameos and go for way too much nostalgia bait that it ends up just ruining the movie. Or that the self-referential humor just gets a little old in this, but I'm hoping neither of those come true and this is just the absolute banger the MCU needs it to be. Let me know what your top 3 is in the comments below. My number 1 is the MCU's Fantastic Four reboot. These are some of the most iconic Marvel characters of all time, and they have not got a good movie yet. I think they absolutely nailed the casting, and I cannot wait to see this. Click up above my head to watch another video from the channel I know you're gonna love.